Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Adam Hancock. I have a real estate group in Southwest Florida and spent a lot of my life as a financial analyst. And today I wanted to introduce a brand new mini series focused on 5 of the newest communities in Lakewood Ranch, Florida that I think you should consider. I was originally going to do one video highlighting all 5 neighborhoods at once. I thought that would be useful. As I got deeper in, I think the best way to go is I'm going to do a mini series, 5 separate videos, 1 video on each neighborhood, and that's going to allow me to go much deeper. So what I want to do is I want to give people context like if you were shopping with me in person. So we're going to talk about the background and location and why that matters. We're going to get deep on the amenities in the specific community and why that matters. We're going to talk about the housing, all the options, the prices, the looks of them. We're going to go through models, and then I'm going to give some more context to everything else you'd want to know. So fees, deposit schedule, and things like how long it takes to build and that kind of thing. So I hope that is a better way to go, and let's hop in here a little bit. And I want to hop into our first community for our first video. It's Windward at Lakewood Ranch. I'll hop over to a map here. So Windward is a community built by Neal Homes, which is a large private builder, and they began selling in September of 2020, which seems like a few months ago, but there's no actual houses completed yet except for the model home. So it's very, very new. Interesting, one of the really interesting parts about this community is where it's placed. So a lot of Lakewood Ranch is going to be up here. It's going to be east of the interstate, and it's going to run along University Parkway, State Road 70, and State Road 64. And a lot of it running the bulk up here through Lakewood Ranch Boulevard between University and 70. So Windward's built way down here. So a little bit further east, but because it's so far south, it runs along Lorraine Road here. It's north of Fruitville and then south of University. So what's interesting there is like you can see where it's parallel to. So it gets you really kind of far down towards town. And what they're doing with these roads here that a lot of them don't go through now is eventually you're going to be able to cut all the way through. So I think, Neal, one of the real prime benefits is the pure location. And what this puts you a little bit more context is of what you'd want to be close to in this area is it puts you 6 miles from downtown Lakewood Ranch, which is really close to University Parkway and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. It has got its own downtown, and it's kind of holistic, and anyone can use it, but it sits right in the middle of Lakewood Ranch. 6 miles from there, so it doesn't get you way out of Lakewood Ranch, even though it looks like it does. It's 10 miles from downtown Sarasota, which is going to be around here. 13 miles from Lido Beach, which is my favorite, and St. Armand Circle, which is here, which is southern Longboat Key. And then it's just 16 miles from Siesta Key, because Siesta Key is a little further north, or south rather, and you're going to take this northern bridge here, and then there's another bridge here. So if you wanted to go to Siesta, it sits right about here on the key. So overall, really nice location. I was really attracted to it when I went out there. I think it's placed in a great spot. Beyond that, so the cool thing about Neal, it's really unique. Like you can feel it when you get over there. It's very much got like a West Indies, British West Indies style. It's very coastal feeling. All of their models. So it's especially moving from out of state, like it feels like Florida, and it just feels like nice. It's hard to describe. They feel different. Like they're kind of intricate designs, but in a coastal way. It feels very beachy and bright and light. This development especially is going to have. It's going to have tons of palm trees. It's going to be beautiful when it's all said and done. It's a little close to the main road, so you're going to see some power lines and that kind of thing. But that's kind of the nature of the beast of having this kind of house this close to town. So just food for thought there, but you can see some of that stuff from a portion of the backyards. So beyond that stuff, I want to talk a little bit about amenities. So we talked about a little bit of background. Now we're going to hit the amenities. So amenity-wise is that it's pretty much going to be decked out, and it's really attractive. I'll get into later in the video fee-wise. It's super attractive for what you get. So they're going to have, and I'll kind of flick through. I'm going to kind of go in real time here, but I'm going to kind of flick through while I describe them. So you're going to have a resort-style swimming pool. There's a lot of renderings here, but a resort-style swimming pool. You're going to have pickleball. Let's see. So you're going to have pickleball courts. You're going to have tennis courts and kind of mixed sports courts. They're not going to have officially basketball because a lot of communities don't like to maintain that surface. But you can see here a lot of tennis courts planned. I think they're going to be concrete, but they might be the what's it called, like the hard top. I forgot the name of it, but like that special surface or whatever. It's not going to be clay, but the other surface. They're going to have volleyball courts. They're going to have a dog park. They're also like kid-wise. They're going to have a full resident-only clubhouse, state-of-the-art fitness center. Let me see if we have some pictures here. So here's another, another look at kind of the pool area. Here's a clubhouse. They're going to have a state-of-the-art clubhouse. They're going to have a on-site activities director at all times, planning events and planning all this kind of holistic activity. They're going to have a children's swimming pool, which is awesome. So probably zero entry, shallow, separate children's swimming pool, which for us parents with young kids, great feature. They're going to have a playground, and they're going to have mixed sports fields. I mentioned the volleyball courts, but it's going to be a beautiful community and really nice amenities, and the way they're positioning it really plays into that multi-generational, so it could be empty nester, but also like the price points mixed with the amenities be a really nice fit for families as well. Super affordable for what you get. Now I'm going to hop over to housing, and we're going to get deeper on what the offering is here, the price points, etc. Neal, you're going to have separate series with different model offerings within each, and it's going to be escalating price points and benefits. So you have they have 4 home series in this community. Coral, Cruise, Celebration, and Coastal. Coral is villas only. The Cruise through Coastal are a varying degree of single family offerings, and they're all relatively attractive price points, with your highest just getting to over 500K. So I'm going to kind of just go in order, and I'm going to talk a little bit about them, the features. I'm going to show pictures of particular models, and hopefully that gives you some more context. So let's start with the Coral. The Coral is a 3 villa offering. It's 2 main villas, and then Tidewater has 2 different elevations within that villa series. And you basically have, the main difference here is you have, I guess across the board, you have 2 bedrooms. They're all 1 story. It's a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 car garage offering. It's 1,400, low 1,400 to 1,500 square feet. And there's a slight key difference between those 2 models, in my opinion, that would make you choose the other one if you view that as a benefit. They're setting them side by side, so you have one here, and they're either doing Tidewater, or they're doing crystal sand next to Tidewater. And I think one of the things here from being in the different villa communities or whatever, these ones very much feel like single family, and they very much, like, if you're gonna get a villa for that price point, it feels like a single family home inside. It's really hard to tell the difference. You're technically attached, but they're even insulated, and with the walls and everything like single family, they can be zoned like that. So the whole way Neal does it, it doesn't feel like you're in a villa complex. It feels very nice. So I think that's really attractive, and that is a difference compared to like some you see. Also, they have stock pavered driveways and pavered patios, like the thick, bulky pavers. And again, like that coastal vibe, whatever, they feel super nice. So the main difference between the 2, and I'll flick through some pictures here, is this is the crystal sand. So you kind of walk around here to the front door. The crystal sand has a big open area, mainly with the 1,400 square feet, nice counter, big open living room, feels very nice inside. And then they have a den in the front. Let's see if they show it. They have a den in the front right here. This is in the very front of the house. So you can enclose this with French doors for like $700. Awesome value, because it's not technically a bedroom, but it would definitely add to like a lot of resale. If you have a 3rd person staying at the house, you can do like a futon, something like that. But if you decide to close this and you decide not to use that as a dining room, and you do use it as an office or something like that, then when you get to the kitchen area, you kind of lose anywhere you can put a dining room table. So there really was no viable way to put a dining room table beyond that. So that's the main difference between the 2 models, because the other one's slightly wider, and then so it doesn't come with the screen stock. So it comes with basically this. Sorry, I don't want to spend too much time here, but it comes with this little pavered area, and then this is all stock right here to the overhang, and it only costs, so to add the entire other level of pavers and this full screen, it's only $6,500 from the builder. So to me, the add-on structural upgrades with them it's really reasonable, because to replicate that yourself, you're not going to be much cheaper than that, if anything. So the Tidewater is the second one. I'll show you what I mean here by the dining room area. And that's really the main deterrent, like if you're going to pick between the 2. Let me get to it here. There it is. So this one has this area, and the other one doesn't. So it's wider, so you can tell that. So again, that's the main difference. Other than that, they walk very similar. The price points are, that's your 13K. So the way I look at it, basically, if you're going to go, I don't care about that little dining room area, I'm going to save the money, then you got about $14,000 you could use at the design center, still be at $285. Like, let's say you upgrade the structural pavered area, now you're at $288 or $278 in this one, add vinyl floor instead of some of the tile and carpet, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of what I pieced together with the gentleman I was working with, and he's basically at like $290, and he decked it out because he didn't care about the dining room. So then you can do the same thing with this one if you want to take it up to 300. But either way, super attractive. And again, really nice villas for inexpensive price point around all nice single family homes. So if you're going to buy a villa for resale and appreciation and kind of that, ideally you want to be surrounded by a lot of larger homes, not other villas. So that's that series. So the cruise series is 1,500 to 2,400 square feet. You have 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 baths only, and 2-car garages. These start from the low 300s with 4 models, $300,000 to $361,000, and they all of these pretty much have a sprawling single-story option, and then they have these myriad of like patched together 2-story options with like bonus rooms or like a traditional 2-story. So I'm gonna hop into, let's see. So we looked at some smaller ones. Let me hop into like a 2,100, 350, 2,100. So that gives you like a nice jump in price bracket, but really reasonable for Lakewood Ranch at this size. So I'll show you some pictures here, and then you got kind of some context there. So you can kind of see this kind of unique coastal vibe I keep mentioning. Again, that's a big Neal thing. I think you always feel the difference. Everybody always does when they shop Neal versus other people. But I'll give you some of the vibe here. So a lot of these come naturally with like 18 by 18 tiles, carpet in the non-wet areas downstairs, carpet in the bedrooms, and then a lot of people choose to upgrade cabinets, counters, floors, and structural. You can add pools to these, and a pool without a hot tub screened with pavers is going to run you 50-ish K. A pool with a hot tub is going to run you about 70, 75. So you can kind of see they deck out these models, but you can kind of see what someone could do. And again, these are the one I just showed you is I think this 3. So they do have a half baths in these 3, 2.5 as well, 2-story. Okay, so that's the cruise series. So what you're getting in the first couple series, you're jumping definitely square footage, and you're dumping some features like maybe an extra bedroom or an extra garage. That's going to be the main price difference, jumping the early stage collections. So now we're on our 3rd or 4th collection. So this is the Celebration. So the Celebration is basically the best collection you can get, and the next collection up is just basically you're getting a wider house, but similar square footage, just wider on a wider lot, wider house, which is going to definitely add to like a lot of benefits overall in the house. That's the main difference between the 3rd and 4th, but 2nd to 3, second option and 3rd collection are mainly a size jump. Okay, so third collection, Celebration, 2,100 to 3,000 square feet roughly. They're all single families. You have 6 in this collection to pick from. So you can kind of see here we're like 6, 4, 10, 11, 12, 13 total models now. So you're going to end up getting close to this 20 total to pick from in the neighborhood, all below 500. So pretty solid. 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bathrooms, 2 to 3 car garages, which is nice for the golf cart or just extra room, gym, that kind of thing. And these run from about 350K base to about 420. And what I'll do here is let me hop into a single story, and I'll hop into one that's a little larger. So that's 2,300. So it looks like here, if you want to get above 2,300, you're going to hop to second story. That's how they're using the square footage. Let's hop in the Laurel. The Laurel's unique. It's 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2-story, mostly on the first floor though. 2,700 square feet base, 2-car garage. And let's flip some pictures here. Kind of get the theme here, but you got different elevations for the front in a lot of these. They do all these unique things here, but to give you an idea of the floor plan here. So you can kind of see more traditional here, dining room next to kitchen. They have some nice overhangs here. They got real creative with the countertops. So you can even add structural upgrades to like arrange where the countertop sits to get more bar seating. Real big dining room, so you kind of benefit of that 2,700 square feet. This one has a pool, I think. So yeah, so this is a non-screen pool. This kind of pool would run you probably about 55K without a hot tub. Like some people, like we did, we added this kind of like water feature in lieu of a hot tub, just because of space for us. But and then a lot of these it's nice to have this style, but a lot of these you're gonna really want to screen in Florida because of all the lakes and that kind of thing. Mosquitoes are gonna carry you away if you don't have the screen. So I know it's nice to have the view, but a lot of people will screen. And then they have a wrought iron fence around. This community also has landscape included, exterior maintenance included, so that's kind of a nice perk as well. All right, let's hop to the last one really quick. And I'm going to show you probably the most popular model out of all the Neal folks I work with, that definitely around the $500,000 mark. And then we'll get a little bit deeper into the fees. Okay, so here we have the coastal homes. The coastal homes are 2,400 to 3,000 square feet, so they all start pretty large. 3 to 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. Every single one of the coastals is going to have a pocket 3-car garage. And these look lovely, like the inside to out style. So you actually can walk through this garage to the inside of the house versus walking past the cars. And then they all start from the high 400s, the pretty high 400s. And the biggest difference between the coastal and the Celebration, like I mentioned earlier, is just the pure width. So you can see, like, you can get 2,500 square feet with both, but these are going to be wider homes. And that you can feel that when you walk through the entryway, the way the dining room and the kitchen open up, especially, you can feel the width. So that's kind of a unique thing, but for like an experienced person that's built several times in the past, width is always a big concern. I'm going to show you the Savannah 2, which is 2,800 square feet, slightly smaller, similar specs, but they actually have pictures for this model. Again, this community is super new. So you got a tile roof. This one's kind of decked out, so kind of hard to tell, but you can. I'm going to flick through some more here. So again, just more space overall. You can kind of see the kind of kitchen you get in this kind of model. Love the white appliances. Yeah, you can see the width, right? So this is what I'm talking about with width. You can see how big this space opens up from the walk in the front door. Big difference there. But it's just a matter of that might be a negligible in certain folks' minds and might want to just save the money. But yeah, you can kind of see what is possible here. So, I mean, this whole package right here, what these folks did in this kind of pool and this kind of thing, you're probably talking, like, if you're base model 504 here, you're probably talking at least 600. Maybe a little bit more, because you got this pool is probably gonna add at least 75, let's say. This one's on the water, so you have a premium lot. And then, all the myriad of upgrades they put in there. You might be at like a 620 overall with this one. So just food for thought or whatever. But still, again, like if that kind of money, you can see what it can do in this kind of community. That doesn't go really far in Sarasota as a whole, but it would do a lot of damage in this kind of community. So. All right, so I hope that helped with the home conversation. I hope it gave you some more context, and this is very much kind of what it would feel like to do this in person. Now I'm going to hop to one more little section. Just want to talk about like mechanics of this community and how it functions, and then we'll wrap up. Quick items. I want to talk about the monthly fees. I want to talk about the timeline and how that's going to function. I want to talk about deposit, what it actually takes when you engage this community. When I get a little bit more time, I've been meaning to add some like charts and that kind of thing to these videos, so it's harder to forget when I'm talking quickly about numbers. But please, the description box below, all my contact information, please just shoot me a note, a text. I'd be happy to send anything else in the community following this. So just want to get that out of the way. Okay, so one of the attracting things about this community for sure is the monthly fees. So this is exterior maintenance included, so no lawn care is required. They're going to maintain like normal stuff, like they're not going to probably do your trees and all that kind of stuff, but they're going to do like mulch, they're going to cut the grass majorly, and they're going to, I believe this community also controls irrigation to make sure they control how everyone's yard looks. But the cool thing is, like at the villa monthly fees are $150-ish for most villas. So that's a month for all amenities, right? So you have a CDD in here too. It's pretty standardized across all these, and we can get deeper into that, but that's going to be embedded in your taxes. But the HOA is going to cover all those amenities I mentioned, $150 for that. And the cool thing is you can get all the way up and build a $600,000 Kiowa and be at a 310 average of monthly HOA. So compared to like a lot of communities, that's extremely attractive for what you're going to get with those amenities and a full-time activity director. So I think that's one thing to really consider at this specific community. Okay. Build timeline. So these one, with the demand we've been seeing, is like even if you picked a villa, you're looking at a full 12 months on a build here. And then with shades of gray, 10 to 12 months or whatever, but they're telling everybody 12. And if you go to the bigger home, you could maybe sit in that 13, 14 month range. So that's something to consider down here. Now, this is becoming a commonality. So getting your head around maybe building's the best move for me. You can see the price points. You can see like, if you tried to buy a resale home for $380, you're going to get nothing similar to this kind of thing. So building is not only attractive from a price point, but just from a pure feasibility of like, if you want to make a decision today. Sarasota, it's becoming, the inventory market's making building amazing. So then you're just saying like, okay, I'm going to build and I need to bridge the gap in between. So one, you can either the way you can structure these things is if you're buying on a mortgage, you don't need to liquidate that other house first, as long as you can fund the deposit. So you can even like say, I'm going to pick today, January, I'm going to sign, and I'm going to be ready like, let's say next January or December or whatever. You can wait until summer wherever you live in New York or Cincinnati or wherever it is. You can wait till summer and sell your house then, live in it the whole time so you don't have to get a rental, sell your house when it's the best possible market, especially in these cold weather states. You have a pool, you're not going to sell that thing in January. So sell it during the summer, sell it when everybody's out of school. And then you're talking now you can liquidate by the time that thing closes. You're talking 4 or 5 months. You got to bridge the gap. A lot of people will move down here, put their stuff in storage, live the lifestyle in Lakewood Ranch, and then be right in town, can like monitor the rest of the build and do something like that. So I think when you talk about 12 months, there's a lot of ways to arrange that where it's not that much of a deterrent. And you don't want to make the home decision on some sort of desperation move timeline that's stressful. And buying a resale in Sarasota right now, it's tough. So that's where you're looking with time, and they're going to build some quick move-ins along the way. But like this kind of community, you're looking like, if you're going to pick it, you're probably looking at 12 months. Like they have the models ready now, but they didn't build any inventory spec homes yet. And if they start building those today, they're also going to be at 12 months. So just kind of have that in your mind for this one. And then finally, the deposit schedule. So all that's required with Neal, and they vary by community, but all that's required with Neal is you sign, it's 10% down. It's like a small, like I want this lot basically. And it's $5,000 for the lot or whatever. And so they would secure it for you, do the paperwork, whatever. And then they require a 10% deposit within the first couple weeks. And so they'll basically take the balance of that 10%, take your $5,000 out. You require 10% down to basically purchase the house. And then within 4 weeks or less, they're going to schedule a design consultation. So all these are semi-custom. So there's going to be a myriad of options you can pick in addition to the structural stuff. Contracts can include structural upgrades like door changes, adding lanai, adding a pool. That's going to be in the contractual price. Once you sign that thing, everything else is kind of on top of that from an addendum perspective. So 4 weeks, they're going to schedule a design session. The main design center for Neal is right in downtown Lakewood Ranch. So you're going to have 10% down originally, and then whatever design you pick, a lot of people do like 20 to 30K of upgrades, like floors and counters and cabinets, paint, whatever. Whatever you decide to change, they're going to add that to it. So, and then all you owe of that is 25% of that. So 10% originally, 20% of when you design the selections, just in case you pull out and you pick all this eclectic stuff and people don't like it. That's why they hold a deposit for that. And then not another dime until you close. So if you're paying cash, you don't have to think about it again until you close. If you're doing a mortgage, you're not going to secure that interest rate or any of that stuff until 45 days out or so. So as long as you can brunt the deposit, you can take the thing all the way to the finish line and manage your liquidation, how you're going to fund the rest of the thing, all separate. So that's how these will function. That's going to be very similar. A lot of people are at 10%. A lot of people are on these 9 to 12 month builds, unless you pick like a quick build Lennar or something, which puts you quicker without custom options. But this would be really normal for right here with this type of builder. So yeah, so I hope that helps. And let's wrap up. The very first video in our mini series of the 5 newest communities you should check out in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. And this one was on Windward at Lakewood Ranch. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, please like, please look out for the next one, and I'm going to make sure to kind of tag all these on the back of the other one. So if you watch number 2, you'll see number 1, etc. And I'm going to do 2 things. So at the end of this video, I'm going to put a video of pros and cons of Lakewood Ranch here, and this has a sales file in it that does like a sum of how to even shop the area. So if you're a little newer to the Lakewood Ranch area, this is a good one. I'm also going to put a playlist right here of, kind of my channel. I have, I think, 86 videos in the last 11 months. So get more familiar with all the random stuff I put out, tons of other area info. And then I will get the second video out the day after this one comes out. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you again for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you on the next one.